Warning. Ranting Review contains an insane amount of spoilers, as well as vulgar and incredibly profane language. If you plan on watching the film being reviewed, or are easily offended, then please, do not continue with this video. You have been warned. Enjoy the show. Hello everybody out there, what is crappin' y'all, and welcome back. My name is Arcade, and it is time for a ranting review. Not to be confused with the super hot reviews, which I promise you guys there will be more of. I promise, they're coming. But this is not a super hot review. This is a ranting review, and what I mean by that is I'm going to be ranting. First of all, as the warning suggested, if you don't want to know anything about the actual movie that I'm reviewing, if you intend on watching it, I would suggest turning this video off now. As much as I love to see all you bright and shining faces out there, if you don't want to know anything, now's the time to walk away. So I'll give you a second to make that decision. Okay, cool. So I've had this movie in my queue now for about 6 months called Amber Alert. Jason, throw up the poster. Ding! Now, the movie is essentially about a group of people who realize that they're driving behind a car that's being looked for an Amber Alert. That's the whole basic premise of the movie. Okay, that's just it. They just realize they're behind this car. Now, the movie opens up with the movie, by the way, is all shot handycam. So, Cloverfield, Blair Witch Project, things like that. It's all shot handheld. But this one, luckily, unlike Blair Witch and Cloverfield, is not nauseating. There's not a whole lot of this shit, because I don't get motion sickness, but even Cloverfield, even I was kind of like, in the middle of that movie. So, it's all shot in handycam, and it opens up with a male and female protagonist. Now, immediately they lead you to believe these two are best friends, and I don't know what the video is for. They kind of suggest that it's for like a contest of some sort, or maybe an application video for a reality show. Whatever the case may be, they never fully explain that. But these two are making a video, an application of some kind, and they decide to go to a different location to shoot one of the scenes for the video. Now, on the freeway, on their way to this place, they see an Amber Alert sign, and they realize that the car that they're driving beside is the car that's being looked for. 1 in a million, right? But hey, sets up the plot for the movie. Up until this point, I think the action starts, they realize that they're behind the car, I want to say between 5 and 15 minutes into the movie. So very quickly, you're thrown right into the main plot of this movie. Now, the female protagonist in this movie, her character is one of the most annoyingly frustrating fucking women I've ever seen in any movie or any show ever. Let me repeat that. Let me really drill that home. Her character is the most annoying, stupid fucking person I have ever watched. And I don't mean stupid as in like slow. I don't mean stupid. You remember Ed, Edd, and Eddy? I'm sure you remember Ed, Edd, and Eddy. Jason, go ahead and throw up Ed, Edd, and Eddy right here. Bing! And that was horrible. Bing! Bing! There we go. Ed was a little slower than the rest of the characters. I don't mean slow as in, like, stupid as in slow or doesn't process fast. I mean stupid as in just outright fucking negligent. Completely hypocritical, completely careless to anybody's safety, and 100% negligent. This fucking female character, after they realize that they've been following this car, okay, once they're confirmed that this is the car that they're looking for, they decide to follow it after speaking with the police. Now, for the next 20 minutes, you're going to be treated to her rapidly screaming at the fucking male driver, get closer, we have to stay close to him, we have to follow him, and then the second he gets too close, don't get that close, back up, get closer, don't get that close, back up, you gotta follow him, stay with him, don't get that close, he's gonna see us. That's 20 minutes. God, I might be exaggerating because I couldn't keep track of time, because in my head, I was already getting so mad at her character because the male protagonist, her best friend, is trying to do what she wants to do and is trying to listen to her and to do what needs to be done. But she's making it so fucking difficult to even watch this movie for me that let me put it to you this way. I don't like to nope out on movies. Once I start a movie, if I've made it more than 20 minutes in, I'm committed. I want to finish the movie, even if it's fucking shit. I want to finish it because I've already committed 20 minutes of my time, and now I'm invested in the story. Okay? The only movie in theaters that I've ever almost walked out of, and I'm going to eat shit for this comment, the only movie I've ever almost walked out of was Sweeney Todd. Yes, I know, Johnny Depp. And that was the only fucking reason I went and saw it was because Johnny Depp was in it, and my girlfriend at the time was really fucking into Johnny Depp. And I ate shit for days because I wanted to leave. Any fucking way. I don't like to nope out on movies. There's a very short list of 10 movies or less in my entire life that I've ever just, nope, can't do it, too much. Her fucking character is so overbearingly stupid and annoying, just I keep saying stupid, negligent, that it was really hard for me to continue watching this movie. And I started this movie before I went to work. And I showed up at work in a shitty fucking mood because I couldn't process it. Between her yelling at the guy to get close to the car and then back off because he's too close, but then he's too far away, you gotta get closer. Between that, then, at one point, the guy that they're following realizes he's being tailed, okay? So he pulls off the road. This bitch grabs the wheel in the car and forces it off the road to follow him. Now, if that's not the most obvious fucking thing I've ever seen in my life, oh, he pulled off the road in the middle of nowhere, let's just fucking pull right off behind him. He'll never notice. Then he comes over to the car. They talk to him. He seems normal enough. His story coincides with what her friend has been trying to tell her. Amber Alerts can be a custody battle. Dad kept the kid for too long. Mom calls the cops because she's worried. Boom, Amber Alert. That's what her friend's been trying to say this entire time. Now, this dude tells a story that matches up with that perfectly. What I neglected to mention was at one point when they were following him, they stopped at a gas station because he stopped to get gas. This bitch gets out of the car and walks up to his car while he's inside, putting her life in danger. Okay? Now, because they were filming, she had a wireless mic. She drops it into the car. So after this confrontation happens, where he pulls off to the side of the road and talks to them, he leaves, and the microphone starts picking up audio, because the little girl was asleep in the car at the gas station. I know, it's hard to follow. Just try to, this is why it's called a ranting review. Try to stay with me here. So they follow him, gas station, microphone in the car, girl's asleep, they follow him some more, pulls off the road, confronts them, gives them a story, they believe it, they leave, they let him go this way, they go this way, microphone turns on, and you can hear the little girl, and it becomes immediately obvious that this dude kidnapped this little girl, and his story is bullshit. So, this girl, this female protagonist, freaks the fuck out and starts yelling at him. We have to turn around. You let him go. It's your fault. The whole time, she had agreed to let him go. She agreed to let that dude go away. She agreed to let him drive away on his own volition, but now it's his fault. You fucking let him go, blah, 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 and he's trying to turn around. She wants him to turn around. We gotta follow him. We gotta catch up. We gotta follow him, and he's trying to do that, and the whole time, she's just screaming at him over and over and over and over and over and over and over. How annoying that was? That's how annoying she was. Turn around, we have to turn around, and he's fucking trying to. And she's screaming at him as if screaming at him is going to make things any fucking better. Okay? Now, before I go any farther with this review, I want to say this. I understand that if that was the situation that you were in, if you did realize that you were behind a car that was being searched for an Amber Alert, you would be fucking manic. You would be like, just fucking ADD all day, trying to figure out what to do and what was. I got that. It would be a stressful situation. But you have to have a rational and level-headed set of thinking. You have to have a level-headed thought process for something like that, okay? Because otherwise you're just being negligent and stupid and putting everybody else's life in danger. So they turn around, they find him, cop finally shows up, pulls them over instead of the car. They explain the situation, cop goes off, they decide to follow him. Why? Because she fucking insists. Because she insists that they have to follow him. So they do. They get some food because they haven't eaten all day, and they continue the hunt. Again, against the better judgment of the male protagonist, which makes him look like an asshole, but at the same time also makes him look like a normal fucking person. So they continue to follow. They narrow it down to a street, and as they're about to give up, the microphone picks up, and you can hear this guy talking to this little girl, and it becomes really obvious very quickly that this is a pedophile situation. This isn't a ransom situation. He's not kidnapping to kill her just for fun. He's gonna rape this little girl. That's what it becomes very, very quickly, which was very uncomfortable for me, I'm not going to lie. But the whole time that they're listening to this microphone, remember the microphone they put in the car? The whole time they're staking out this house and they're listening to this guy talk to this little girl through the microphone, she keeps getting out of the car to go up to the house to try to see if she can find something out, if she could see something, if she could hear something that they can't fucking hear from inside the car with the wireless microphone. So this dude leaves, and she decides it's a good idea to break into the house and try to find this little girl. So naturally, they follow. Why do they follow? Because she took the camera. Because it has a light on it. Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Very well done. Giving away the only fucking thing that has a light on it to progress the story. Camera. So, once they get inside the house, they search, and again, as if it wasn't obvious that this guy was a pedophile, all of your thoughts and fears are confirmed within 2 minutes of them being in the house. There's little girl's panties hung up. There's like a trophy room of sorts. There's stuffed animals. Really fucked up scene. Not the scene, but the scene that they were in. The scene that they walked into with this house was just really fucked up and puts it very much into perspective. And the scene with the pink room, I can't even... it's such a quick scene. They're only in that room for like 10-15 seconds, but that 10-15 seconds was the most... I forgot how annoying that bitch was for 15 seconds because this room was just so fucked up. So they leave the third guy, the one that's been holding the camera the whole movie, which is this girl's little brother, in the car. They finally find the girl, and her little brother calls them to tell them that he's back. Now you hear gunshots, and you presume that her brother has been murdered. So then they finally get this little girl out of a dog kennel, by the way, which is what she was in. I told you there's a lot of spoilers in this video. I told you I'm going to ruin everything. Ranting raves, I'm pretty much assume I'm going to ruin everything forever. So they finally get her out of the cage, and as they're on their way out of the house, he's obviously in there, so they have to turn the light off. But turning the light off does literally fucking nothing, because the whole time they're walking around after they turn the light off, this little girl is whimpering, and this stupid bitch will not fucking stop talking. Even if you talk like this, if this room was dark, somebody could still hear you. Just because you whisper doesn't mean a person can't hear you. People seem to, and I understand I'm really worked up, and you're saying arcade. Whoa, calm down, buddy, it's just a movie. It is just a movie. But shit like that, when I've already been presented with how negligent and dumb this fucking character is, shit like that just drills it home in my head, and I'm just like, can't handle it. So, there's like 2-3 minutes of complete darkness, because now they're trying to get through the house without him seeing. Then, called it. I fucking knew it was going to happen. I've seen a lot of movies, and the formula is very predictable, even if it's a new concept. They turn the light off intermittently, just to see where they're going, which, again, if your objective is stealth, turning a light on, even for half a second, is the dumbest fucking idea you could that is the dumbest shit you could possibly do. So anyway, they turn the light off, turn the light on, turn the light off, turn the light on. They turn it on, and fucking dude's behind chick holding the camera, blows her fucking brains out. Next time the light comes on, the little girl turns it on, and you get to watch the male antagonist and the fucking pedophile shoot it out, and they both go down. And then the credits roll, and there's the little after scene where it's like, fucking Samantha Green was shot and blah, 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 blah. They give you a little blurb about every character. Then after that's done, they roll footage from the video that they were submitting to, where you can it really cements home the friendship between these two protagonists and these two main characters, and that was almost redeeming. That was almost a good enough redemption for those two characters at that point. Because after watching all this shit, after watching an hour, an hour and 20 minutes it is. After watching 80 minutes of the most annoying fucking female character I've ever seen in any movie. And I watched Legally Blonde, okay? After the most annoying fucking character for 80 minutes, you feel for her again. And you start to care about them again. But it's too late because, as you know, they're already dead. I mean, all in all, I'm gonna give the movie 4 stars because I did really like it. I like the concept of it, and I'm always a fan of movies that are shot handycam because it does give it a certain sense of realism. And some point through the movie, you forget that you're watching a movie. You start to think that you're just watching somebody's footage. And it becomes very real in certain parts. And this movie was very real in certain parts, as were her emotions. But that character in itself, just the constant hypocrisy and stupidity and negligence of shit she said and did, was enough to really kill the mood for me. Like, the story was good, but her character was so overpowering. And, at the beginning of the movie, you're like, wow, she's really cute. She's cool. That looks like somebody I would be friends with. And 20 minutes into it, you just want to punch her in the face. I've never struck a woman before in my life. But if I was in this position with this chick sitting next to me in the car screaming and doing the shit that she did through this movie, I would have fucking clocked her. I'm sorry. I would have fucking knocked her ass out. If only to protect myself and protect her little brother. It's just, like I said, all in all, 4 stars. I did like it, but it's not going to get that 5th star because of that character. That character just killed it for me. But I am glad I watched it because now I can get it out of my fucking queue and make room for the 175 other goddamn things I've got in there. So if you've made it this far in the review and you still want to see it, then please watch it. But just be prepared. You will be mad at this character almost immediately. Like I said, it's about 10 minutes, and then you just fucking hate everything that comes out of her mouth. She doesn't listen, she's rude, she's obnoxious, she fucking interrupts, she has no common sense in the matter. She's so hung up on following this car that she puts everybody else that she's with, she puts all of their lives in danger, multiple times. And it'll make you more and more angry the longer you watch. But, definitely worth checking out. So, wow, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for the first ranting review. I told you guys I was going to rant. That's the whole point. And there's no hot pepper here, but sometimes you don't need a hot pepper to be thoroughly entertaining. Not saying that I am. That's kind of up to you guys to decide. But, so that's it. Amber Alert, Jason, throw up the poster again right here. Bing! And I seriously hope that you have inserted scenes from the movie as I've been talking so that people can kind of get an idea of it. And if you haven't, then cool. All the more mystery to it. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like the video, click a little thumbs up down below. I appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. And as always, you guys are fucking rock stars. And I will see you guys next time on Coin Hopper. Whatever the hell else I decide to make. See you next time.